You have probably met someone whose discipline feels almost unnatural. They wake up early without effort. They move through their day with a calm intensity. They finish what they start while everyone else keeps fighting the same internal battles again and again. And when you watch them, it feels strange. A quiet mix of admiration and discomfort. Because you can tell they are playing the same game as you, but with a completely different operating system. Most people assume these individuals are gifted, born different, built for success. But that belief is comforting, not true. Because what you are seeing is the scariest level of discipline a human can reach. A level where hesitation disappears. A level where decisions stop feeling optional. A level where action becomes automatic. But here is the part people overlook. There is a system behind this kind of discipline, a system so old its origin disappears into Japanese history, and it was created by Zen monks who needed absolute consistency every single day, regardless of weather, hunger, exhaustion, or emotion. They called it Gyoji. Continuous practice without gaps. Practice that sustains itself, practice that grows stronger the longer you do it. Once you understand how Gyoji works, discipline will never look the same again. Because this system removes the part of you that usually quits. But there is a catch. Gyoji is not for everyone. It requires the death of a part of you. The part that negotiates, the part that hesitates, and the part that always looks for the exit. To show you what this looks like in a real human life, let me tell you a story. Chapter 1. The Inner War. This is the story of Marcus. Marcus was smart, ambitious, and full of intentions. He also had an extremely predictable pattern. He would start strong, feel excited, create a plan, use a new notebook, make promises, tell himself that this time would be different. And then it wasn't. He would lose momentum, skip a day, skip two, negotiate with himself, quit quietly, and promise to begin again next Monday. Every habit died the same way. With negotiation. Should I get up or sleep 5 more minutes? Should I train today or skip because I feel tired? Should I follow my plan or adjust it a little? Should I rest because I worked hard yesterday? And should I take a break because I deserve it? Small negotiations, small defeats, tiny moments of weakness that multiplied across the years. Marcus was not failing because of dramatic mistakes. He was failing because of microscopic hesitation practiced daily. Then came the week that changed everything. He missed a deadline. His boss noticed. He argued with his partner, and she told him she never knew which version of him would show up, the disciplined one or the chaotic one. Lying awake, staring at the ceiling, Marcus finally saw the truth. His life wasn't being ruined by lack of talent, and it was being drained by indecision, by hesitation. By the quiet voice inside him that always negotiated its way out of effort. He didn't need more motivation, and he needed something stronger. He needed a system that eliminated negotiation entirely. Chapter 2. The Turning Point. Marcus did something he had never done before. He didn't set a goal, he made a declaration. On a blank piece of paper, he wrote, "I am a person who trains every morning at 5 a.m. for 90 days. Then he did something that terrified him. He took a picture of that declaration. He posted it publicly on social media. He wrote a caption that said, "If I miss a single day, call me out." His hands shook when he hit publish. Because now quitting was no longer private. It was public. If he failed in front of everyone. This was the first principle of Gyoji. To destroy negotiation, you must destroy the option to hide. The next morning, the battle began. The alarm rang at 5 a.m., and instantly the negotiation voice returned. You barely slept. This is unhealthy. You can start tomorrow. One day won't matter, and nobody will check. But the post was there, visible. Permanent. People had liked it, commented, screenshotted it. Quitting now meant humiliation. And that pain was stronger than his comfort. He got up. The first week was brutal. His body resisted. his mind complained. Every morning felt like walking uphill in the dark. Around week 2, something strange happened. He woke up 1 minute before his alarm and his body had begun to adapt to the inevitable. But a new problem appeared. He had fixed the time, not the practice. Some mornings he stretched. Some mornings he read. Some mornings he did a few lazy push-ups and called it discipline. It was variation disguised as consistency. Negotiation wearing a different mask. So he locked the system. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes meditation, and 10 minutes reading. Same sequence, same order, every single day. This was the second pillar of Gyoji. Remove all micro-decisions, and the third week was torture. He hated the rigidity. He missed the freedom of choosing, and he felt like he was losing himself. But in week 4, something shifted. One morning, he realized he was halfway through his routine before his mind fully woke up. The practice was moving him, not the other way around. Then life tested him. A flu, a last-minute business trip, unexpected guests, late nights, early meetings, and all the usual triggers for quitting. But Marcus remembered the core of Gyoji. Practice without gaps. Not perfect. Continuous push-ups in an airport bathroom. Meditation in an Uber. Reading in a hallway before a meeting. Nothing perfect. Everything continuous, and people noticed. You're becoming obsessive. You're taking this too far. You're kind of intense lately. Good. Because transformation always looks extreme to people who stay the same. Chapter 3. The 4 Pillars of Gyoji. Here is where the transformation finally made sense. Marcus wasn't just being consistent. He had unknowingly rebuilt the architecture of his identity. And the structure looked like this. First, public declaration. Make your intention visible. Create social pressure that makes quitting painful. Second, fixed hours. When the time never changes, your body prepares automatically. The mind stops negotiating. Third, one-way practice. Same sequence, same order. No variation, no loopholes, repetition until identity shifts. Fourth, pre-solutions. Decide in advance what happens when life gets messy. When you travel, when you're sick, and when you're stressed. No thinking, only execution. This is how monks meditate for decades without missing a day. Not motivation, architecture. Chapter 4. Becoming someone new. 90 days later, Marcus was not just consistent, he was different. He moved differently and he spoke differently. He carried himself with quiet certainty. Something subtle but unmistakable had changed. He was no longer fighting himself. He had become someone new. One day, a friend told him the sentence he secretly hoped to hear. Your discipline is a little scary. Good. Because the scariest level of discipline is not about willpower, it is about becoming a person who does not need willpower anymore. A person for whom action is the default and hesitation feels unnatural. The question is not whether this system works. It has worked for centuries. The question is whether you are ready to kill the part of you that negotiates and be still in strength.